Hey everybody, Motorpoet 59 here. I posted a video last week about the Canadian trucking protests and Trudeau, and as I always hate when I do, I shot my mouth off before actually knowing what I was talking about. I was running with the right-wing media this time, and with the complaints I'd read online from specific groups and stuff. But the problem was I didn't really look any further into it than that, and assumed that what I had read and been told were the facts. Silly me, they weren't. At the behest of a friend of mine who was a truck driver, an American truck driver, he said, maybe I ought to look a little bit more into this and see what you find. Well, so I did. And I was under the assumption that this protest was about Canadian vaccine mandates. Everyone knows I'm not opposed to vaccines. I'm only vehemently opposed to mandates. So I pounded on my desk and shot off my mouth and voiced my opinion. I actually didn't discuss this in any other online forums. Just posted my video, so not a lot of people saw it anyway. But that's what I assumed that this was all about, because that's what I'd been told. But as it turns out, what they're protesting up there is that when a Canadian driver goes into America, he's not allowed to return to Canada without proof of vaccination. And if that were something on its own, in and of itself, I might still understand. I might still be on board with a protest of sorts. But as it turns out, Canadian truckers aren't required to have vaccinations if they're going to drive in Canada. And one of the more interesting things that I found out is that if a Canadian trucker wants to drive into America, he has to prove that he's vaccinated to enter America. So if he's already proven that he's vaccinated to go into America, what's the issue with proving he's vaccinated to get back home? I don't like the vaccine card thing. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But the fact that I don't like things doesn't change the fact that that's the way things are. As it turns out, as I dug a little deeper and read a little more and watched a few more bits and pieces on it, approximately 85% of the truck drivers in Canada are vaccinated. That leaves a small number of 15%, which in Canada is a small number. Canada has around 300,000. It's hard to tell. There's different numbers, but I would say around 300,000 truck drivers. America has over 4 million truck drivers. And Americans, if they want to go into Canada, which they do regularly, they have to show proof of vaccination both ways as well. And nobody in America is hollering about it. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Justin Trudeau because I still think he's a progressive idiot and he's a hazard to his own country, as the progressives in America are hazards to ours. And I don't know the exact numbers of the people who are protesting. I'm sure it's not the entire 15% who aren't vaccinated, because many of them probably don't go into America, so it's not an issue for them. So, I don't know, a couple thousand truck drivers out of their 300,000, that's not a very big number. And then the conservatives will say, yes, but we have to support these small numbers. We have to support these minority groups. I don't see conservatives, and I'm one of them that doesn't, I don't see them supporting the LBGTWXYZ groups or any other minority group for that matter. It doesn't matter what that group is. Conservatives generally don't get themselves involved in that for the simple fact that they just want us all to be Americans, not because they don't like this person or don't like that. I'm sure some people are like that, but I'm not one of them. I just want us all to be Americans. So I don't throw my support behind groups of any kind. I just know that what we are hearing from the media, the right-wing media this time, aren't the facts. I was thinking today, I had to took my grandson home. He lives over in another town, and I was driving over there, driving back actually by myself, and I got to thinking about narratives and how the left have their narratives, the right have theirs. Every group, every political party, whether it's the Democrats, the Republicans, the Libertarians, the Green Party, we all have our narratives. And that doesn't make our narrative bad or our narrative good. It's just our narrative. The left have their narrative. I disagree with their narrative. They disagree with mine. That's the way things are. But they're still narratives. And to pretend that our narrative holds any more weight, I would like to think it holds more weight because it makes more sense. But to think that it does is folly. As I said, everybody knows that I'm opposed to mandates, whether they're in America or Canada. But it is what it is. And the government of Canada and the government of America, they're not going to, these people that are pushing these mandates for vaccines aren't going to change their mind because some truck drivers. I doubt that this will happen in America. If it was going to, it already would. They'd be joining hands, and there would be trucks in Washington as there are in Ottawa, and we would have that kind of a problem there. But we don't. I'm not saying that Canadians are more whiny than Americans, because I don't think they are. Like I said in my other video, I like Canadians. I've never met a Canadian I didn't like, except Justin Trudeau. I've never met him, though. If I met him, I can honestly say I don't like him. I guess the real point of this, other than bringing these facts out, is that before I go off half-cocked, and hopefully before you go off half-cocked, look into things. Make sure that you are presenting the whole story and not just the part that fits your narrative, whether it is a conservative narrative, a liberal narrative, a progressive narrative, whatever. Make sure that you are presenting the whole thing, because one of the things I always complain about where liberals are concerned and progressives is they don't care about the facts. They will lie, they will make things up, they will repeat falsehoods and terrible information because it fits their narrative. Conservatives don't tend to do that, but in this case I think they are. But please, make sure you have all the facts before you shoot your mouth off about something like I did, and then have somebody say, hey, wait a minute, that's not what's really happening. Maybe you should look at this. I don't mind being corrected when I'm honestly mistaken, but I don't like to have to be corrected because I didn't have all the facts to begin with. Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later.